Hello again from Digicool Things. I thought I'd make a quick video to let everybody know what happened here at the end of January, which unfortunately temporarily destroyed my workspace. Everything was going fine with various projects underway until the evening of Friday the 27th of January. It's the middle of summer here in New Zealand and we just had a couple of fine weeks after some rain around the new year. But on Friday the 27th of January we had non-stop heavy rain all day long, leading to widespread flooding of the city. As it turns out, we had apparently just received 3 months worth of rain in a single day, making it officially the worst day of rain on record. Our home was doing alright until around 6 p.m, when water started coming into the downstairs laundry, also the space under the stairs and the back of our garage. The water then flowed across the laundry into our rumpus room, and also flowed across from under the stairs into my workroom, which is on the other side of the house. The workroom and the entryway had a commercial grade carpet with underlay that I had laid about 4 years ago when we first moved in and I was setting up my workspace. Unfortunately, carpet underlay just loves floodwater, meaning this carpet all needs to be ripped up and thrown out. To do this, we first had to spend a couple of days completely emptying the workroom and dismantling all the furniture to allow ripping out all the sodden carpet. Here's a look at how my workroom looked before we emptied it out. As you can see, my workroom wasn't particularly tidy. In fact, it was quite a mess, with multiple in-progress projects on the desks and boxes of stuff on the floor. So I'm thinking that having to redo my workroom is probably a really good opportunity for me to make sure everything goes back in a much more organised and tidy fashion. Of course, this is me, as always, trying to find the positives from a bad situation. It also means that I can take the opportunity to get rid of some gear that I no longer use or need. For example, old soldering stations that were still on the workbench but that I no longer used because I've since invested in newer equipment. Unfortunately, some floor-mounted shelving and the desk legs, which are all made out of chipboard, were a write-off, as they had absorbed a lot of water, making the chipboard swell significantly. The shelf unit was unrecoverable, so that's been cut up and dumped along with the carpet and underlay. But the top of my desk is still in good condition and is the perfect size for the room, so I'm planning on getting some MDF to make some replacement uprights for the desk. But then things unfortunately got worse. We had emptied the workroom and also moved a lot of stuff upstairs from the rest of the flood-affected downstairs area. Then, on the following Tuesday, 31st of January, the heavy rain came back and continued throughout the night. Around 5 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday, we once again had water flowing in, so we were again busy bailing out more water for several hours until the heavy rain finally abated around mid-morning. At the moment, the assumption is we were flooded simply because the ground outside had been overwhelmed with the huge volume of rainwater, and excessive groundwater had somehow found its way through the below ground level concrete block walls of the house. The worry now is, are we going to be flooded again? We remain hopeful that the heavily sodden ground outside will get a chance to dry out a little before we have more heavy rain events. But this does make it a bit nerve-wracking when thinking about replacing carpets. So here's my workroom as it currently stands, now an empty room with no floor covering over the concrete slab floor. A few boxes have been stored here, lifted off the ground, as we are running out of dry space to pile stuff. The room is still currently being fully dried out with the help of a dehumidifier and a large industrial fan. Next, I have to make a decision on replacement carpet. it has been suggested that instead of using underlay again, that I instead use a thicker commercial carpet just glued down without an underlay, or that I simply use garage carpet, which should be able to survive any future flooding, assuming the water isn't contaminated. The garage carpet is a great idea, but it certainly doesn't feel as nice to walk on, especially in bare feet. Here's the samples of the carpet options I'm considering. Firstly, on the left is the original commercial grade carpet, which was previously installed with underlay. Next, we have a thicker commercial grade carpet, which could simply be glued down without using any underlay. Then on the right, I have a sample of the hard-wearing, water and mould resistant garage carpet. My current thinking is that I'll use the garage carpet for the entryway, which is where the floodwater originally entered the carpeted area. I also think I'll eventually recarpet our rumpus room with the garage carpet. But I might go with the thicker commercial grade carpet, glued down without underlay this time, for the workroom. This is a much nicer carpet to walk on, and I figure I shouldn't make the workroom carpet decision solely on the risk of flooding happening again. Plus, if I at least avoid underlay this time around, there is still every chance that a commercial grade carpet will still be recoverable if it should get flooded again. Not quite as robust as the garage carpet. But again, I really shouldn't just base my decision for the workroom floor covering solely on the fear of possibly getting flooded again. As a note, I had tabled the idea of using vinyl flooring in the entryway and perhaps also the rumpus room, but it turns out that vinyl is comparatively expensive, and even more so if you're initially doing only a relatively small space like an entryway. All in all, the advice to use a garage carpet as a modern option for an entryway and a downstairs rumpus floor covering makes a lot of sense and is quite cost effective. So at the moment I may be able to get a new carpet installed within the next week or so. Then I'll be able to start reinstalling everything back into my workroom. So I'll be back in business. In the meantime, I have my workroom content piled all around the house, in my dining room, the lounge, and in various other upstairs rooms. I have managed to get my workroom computer set up in another room, which enabled me to edit this video, and also allows me to work on some PC-based project work. For example, I can work on schematic and PCB designs, and also work on my 3D designs, but everything else is temporarily on hold. Hopefully not for long, or I might need to find some alternative space for my electronics. I really do want to get back into my in-progress projects as soon as possible, but at least I have plenty to work on in the meantime. So, until next time. That's it. Thanks for watching.